Have you been that person who always shows up for others, ends up putting people's needs before their own, and finds themselves always doing favors for everybody else? If yes, then you are likely to fall into the category of people who are often taken for granted. Every once in a while we all are taken for granted. We might not notice, and we might not care, especially when it is done by people close to us, family, friends. But when it happens on a regular basis it hurts badly. Can you change it? Yes, you can. How to know when you are being taken for granted? You always are there to offer your help, yet when last time you were the one in need everyone you called up was busy. You feel not cared enough for, not loved enough, ignored, neglected. Your friends won't return any favor. Your efforts don't get even a simple thanks. You listen to people's problems, but there is nobody to listen to yours. Here are some of the smart ways to avoid being taken for granted. 1. Learn to say no. In college, your best friend would say, "Write my essay," and you would. From doing people's homework to helping your colleagues with their office load, you find it extremely difficult to say no, isn't it? Well, that's exactly why people take you for granted, because they know you won't refuse. The first step to avoid being taken for granted is learning how to say no. You may feel awkward initially and worry about hurting people's feelings, but understand that you can't keep prioritizing everyone else over yourself. If you don't find something right, say no and explain yourself. You don't have to be rude, but you need to be assertive in order to be taken seriously. 2. Know that it's okay to be selfish. Here's the thing. The most dedicated mother in the world might be 100% unselfish towards her child. But towards others, she's still selfish, even if only by 1%. Being selfish is hugely looked down upon, when the truth is that the only way you can look after yourself, emotionally and physically, is by being selfish. So it's okay to put your needs before the needs of others every once in a while. It's what makes you human. 3. Make sure you have your passions and hobbies. People often end up saying yes to every responsibility their way because they don't want to feel lonely. Here's the thing, you can easily combat loneliness by being a part of so many things. Volunteer at a homeless shelter, learn judo, do yoga classes, start gardening or teach your neighborhood kids how to take care of street animals. Whatever it is, push yourself into doing more of what you love. You will soon find yourself too wrapped up in your own responsibilities to take on the work of others. 4. Talk about it. Don't hold it in. But don't sound accusing or blaming. Just talk. The relationships begin to die when we stop talking about things that matter. 5. Respect yourself. If you think about why you let yourself be taken for granted, you will realize it comes from a deep-rooted sense of inferiority complex. You don't think yourself to be worthy enough, and that is reflected in your actions. Get this straight, if you don't respect yourself, no one will. So, start practicing self-love, gain confidence in yourself, and you will automatically see a change in the way people treat you and a boost in self-esteem. 6. Ditch them every once in a while. The more present you are in someone's life, the more inconspicuous your presence becomes. And the easiest way for you to work on how to stop being taken for granted is to ditch your partner's or co-workers' responsibilities. Got a group assignment to work on where the majority of the group work is your responsibility? Call up the group leader and inform them you have to leave town to attend your great-aunt's funeral. Put them in the spot and force them to improvise. Occasionally turning down people makes them realize your importance. Pushes them to pull their weight around. Shows them you have a life beyond your work. 7. Walk away. Negative people give rise to negative thoughts, and both are better left out of your life. There are times when you are stuck in a toxic relationship or friendship, and in spite of voicing your opinion, you don't see a change in the person's behavior. At such times, it is best to walk away from that relationship before it causes you undue stress. It's not easy, but it sure is required. After all, the fact that you are being taken for granted shows a lack of respect, which is definitely not ideal in a relationship. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in more self-help videos, consider subscribing.